Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. You know what day it is, or at least I know what day it is because who I'm talking to. It must be Tuesday. I'm talking to Matt, the lumberjack landlord. It has to be Tuesday. How you doing?
I'm doing awesome, Mike. As always, look forward to Tuesdays. I literally said to my wife last night, I said, I only know that it's not Friday based on the amount of crap that happened and the fact that I get to talk to Zuber tomorrow.
There you go. Awesome. This is pretty cool. Hey, so one of the things
Okay.
I'm working on is I'm putting together kind of a truth and lies about real estate investing.
Sure. Mhm.
You and I both know social media tries to portray it one way, or at least there are people that try to
Sure.
portray it one way. There are people like
Sure.
you, I, and Dion. They're like, hey, this is just what it is. It does work, but it takes time. So I've got one slide kind of lies and truth. I think it's how I have it framed, or maybe it's
Okay.
truth and lies, but I thought I'd bring it up. Nothing fancy, and just talk
Sure.
about truth and lies. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
I forget what order I had them in. I'm trying to work on so many things. So let's make it a little bigger. I don't even think they build. Yeah. So, oh yeah. So it's
Sure.
lies
Perfect.
and truth. I tried to make them
Mhm.
side by side. So we'll just go top down and also left to right. So first one is everybody wins. I mean, how many times have you kind of seen a social media post where everybody is winning? There's no losses, all of that stuff.
Everyone gets a participation ribbon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, everyone does not win. No, I mean, and that's the thing is, and honestly, in the beginning is where you need to be doing your most due diligence and spending
Mhm.
the most time and getting the most training and looking at the most type of material
Mhm.
is because the likelihood of you making a mistake in the beginning is far higher than it is on number 5 and number 10 and number 15.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
get coached up, get taught up, get, mentored up, get, coursed up,
Yep.
do all of those things, measure, I like to always say measure twice before and cut once,
Yeah.
but in this particular case, before your first step, just measure 3 times and cut once and you'll
Yeah.
be fine.
Yeah, and that's why this, right? In my course, it's all about a very tight buy box.
It
Don't
is. It
deviate,
is.
repeat,
Yep.
repeat every day. It's got,
Yep.
and I even keep telling people it's going to take 60 or 90 days. And I can't tell you how many people come in like day 4. Michael, I found one. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, the first thing I ask is how long's it been listed? And if the answer is more than a day, I'm like, let's just have an honest conversation. You have
Sure.
dozens of buyers in your market, and the chances that a listing's been out there for 91 days and you're the first one to see it aren't very good, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Don't,
Mhm.
yeah, go back to the drawing board, keep going. Congratulations. By day 84, you will realize that maybe that wasn't the deal you thought it was.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. Totally agree.
Yeah. So the kind of the truth about it, again, left to right, is most lose or never really get started. Right. That's just the reality, right? Most lose,
Yeah.
even most new wholesalers, most flippers, most buy and hold, most people that come in, you most actually don't do the work. That's just what it is. Most don't do the
That's
work.
the issue.
Yeah.
That's the issue. The issue is that if you could uh, guarantee that 100 people went through your course,
Mhm.
the number of people that would lose would be very, very, very small.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, no question. If
Right?
you do the work for 60 or
Very,
90
very, very
days,
small. That's right.
yeah, and
That's
the,
right.
and the whole reason is because the goal of my course is to teach you what an average deal is, right?
Well, and habits. It's
Yeah, and
also
habits, yeah,
habits.
and network and
Yes.
all of that. So
Yes.
yeah, most
Yes.
most folks lose or never get started. And actually, in the book, one of the stories I made sure to have in here is an investing couple who wanted to get started burying properties, and they got cute. They went 2 streets the wrong direction
Mhm.
because it was a better deal, and they lost. I think it was 10 or 11 grand. Because they got cute, right? They tried to outthink or outsmart the process. So yeah, don't
Yep.
get cute. Do the work. The work is there.
Yeah.
I try to guide you. I keep the course ridiculously cheap at 300, but I don't know, whatever. Number 2, lies, big checks. If I see one more check from a flipper or a wholesaler that doesn't include holding costs, private capital return, and it's just repair money, I'm going to lose my mind.
Being in real estate, I write big checks all the time, Mike. You?
Yeah, I write big checks. Yeah, I don't get big checks all the time.
That's the funny thing, right? Is that what I always tell people is in real estate, you write much larger checks than you get.
Mm.
right?
Oh, for sure.
You write much larger checks than you get. I'm writing a check for roofing and siding on a building right now, $29,000.
Yeah.
I can tell you how many checks I got this year for $29,000.
Not a lot.
That wasn't nearly as many as I've written,
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
And so that's the key is so expect that big checks are in your future, but that you're not going to be on the receiving side of it. You're going to be on the writing side of it.
Yeah.
And that, again, buy and hold real estate, it's all about just like death by 1,000 cuts.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Dion terms at the income snowball.
Yeah.
It is accumulation of positive cash flow. That is what the win is in our game. And then that number ends up being bigger than the big check you're writing, but it's a bunch of little checks. It's creating that cash flow because, you can feel like you've made it after 2 or 3 checks coming in a month from tenants.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I talked to my student yesterday, and he said, got all my rent checks. It was awesome.
Oh, dude,
he was like, felt so good.
That's
and
awesome.
still $500 left over after he wrote his mortgage.
And
there you
go.
there for free.
And living for free and $500. That
cheat code to wealth.
Cheat code to wealth. Dude, we're gonna make that happen. It's not house hacking anymore. It's cheat code to wealth. The other thing I want to say about big checks is I don't know about you, but most of my truly big checks came from holding properties long term, paying down debt, and doing a cash out refi.
Yeah,
that's where my big checks come from. Those 6-figure checks. Yeah, that's where that stuff came from. So
100% agree with you. Yep.
Yeah. So again, the truth is checks do not equal profit, right? It doesn't even guarantee profit, right? You may have lost money. I know plenty of people I know a guy who flashed a check. And when I talked to him, because I knew him through someone, I actually walked through it. The freaking guy lost like 17 grand and he's flexing like he made 6 figures. I'm like, do you know how dishonest that is? And you are making people come to this and thinking you're some expert. Anybody can lose 17 grand. You freaking moron. What are you doing?
It's like the guys. So I admittedly am going to buy a Lamborghini with the profit from a property.
Yeah.
But 99% of guys flexing those on YouTube make payments.
Yeah.
They don't own them outright, or they're largely leases or even rentals.
Daily rentals. Yeah.
Daily rentals. They're freaking total frauds.
Yeah.
It's like
they take it to like 6 different photo stops and then return it in the evening. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, totally agree with you. Yeah, totally agree.
Right.
Checks do not equal profit.
Yeah. Lie number 3. This one bugs me again, mainly because I'm a buy and hold investor, but I see too many people jump out of the W-2 or believe the myth that you can replace your income in 6 months.
Yeah.
No, at least not dependably. It can. I mean, it can happen. Again, I wrote one of the. Let's see, how many chapters in my book are about people replacing their income? Probably 5 or 6 of them specifically. Most of them took a decade. There is one story about a wholesaler who eventually got there after spending 6 months having his phone turned off, having his car being almost repoed. It's a lot tougher, right? You don't just wake up in deals follow you. You've got to, and again, the big thing about buy box and all of this is I think my course would help a wholesaler or flipper, all of these folks, because it's about repetition.
Right.
Most people say, I'm going to be the greatest wholesaler or the biggest wholesaler. And you're like, they haven't even talked to a seller or an owner yet. It's like, man, yeah. I think if we've got more people to believe 5 to 15 years or 5 to 10 years, even, I think level setting would be more people would get started. Actually, I think too many people hear 6 months and go, can't be true. So I don't know.
I always talk to me about it being a get rich slow scheme.
Yeah. Get rich slow, get rich for sure, but not get rich
deliberate.
Quick. Yeah.
Slow and deliberate. Who won the race, tortoise or the hare? You let me know.
Next lie is I keep seeing people talk about, or either keep talking about or keep wanting to be jack of all trades. And this goes for new investors too. Oh, Mike, I read one rental at a time. I want to be buy and hold. Next week, I saw a flipping show. I'm going to flip. I saw, this so-and-so wholesale. I'm going to wholesale. Oh, no, I'm going to do apartment syndication because I saw this or that. I mean, geez, pick your lane and stay in it for 6 months, please.
Yeah. I call those Sybil investors.
Oh, tell me more. I don't know what that is. Sybil?
Multiple personality.
Oh yeah,
The
yeah,
movie with the-
Sybil. Yeah. I was like, where's he going with this? That's like an
Yeah.
adjective I don't know. It's a movie title. I should have known.
Yeah. The Sybil investor, which
Hmm.
is the next to the next. And it just depends on what their mood is. And that's where danger comes in because
Yeah.
you're not becoming a master of anything. And you can pick something, be completely committed to it, see what you liked, see what you didn't like, and then choose to pivot.
Mhm.
But you can't do that all in a mindset.
Yeah.
You need to pick a lane, be fully committed to it, understand all the steps. And again, a lot of that stuff is highlighted by what we cover on our channels, right? Because
Yeah.
for us,
It's
we
that.
we do it all now except for syndication.
Yeah.
We do it all now except for syndication. That's the only thing we don't do. Anna Kelly does do syndication.
Mhm. Yeah.
But we do it all but syndication. And so, but we didn't start doing all those.
No,
We
that's
grew
the
into
key.
those different things
Yes.
to create opportunity, right?
Yeah, and that was actually a surprising takeaway after I wrote the book and I finally went back and revisited
Yeah.
each chapter. Is
Yep.
I think it's 10 or 11 folks in the group had one lane, and it was
Yes.
after they got out of their lane and did whatever they did. Most of
That's
them
right.
start buy and hold, right? Because that's where wealth
Yes.
is. So it's kind of funny.
It's deep and then wide.
Yes, thank you.
know,
That's a good way to
Deep
say
and
it.
then wide.
Yeah,
Yep.
deep and then wide. So again, obviously the antithesis of that is focus and daily discipline. That's just the key.
Correct.
I mean, if I was ever going to, that could be my tombstone, right? Focus and daily
Yes.
discipline. That's pretty much all I do.
I'll make sure it gets there, my man.
Hey, you got it. I appreciate that. So next is some are just good at it. This kind of bugs me, right?
Yes.
I've been an athlete all my life, or at least I pretended to be one on Saturday and Sunday.
Mhm.
There are just people you go up against and they're just
Different.
faster, stronger,
Mhm.
quicker reflexes. People are just naturally gifted. I have never met anybody that is naturally gifted in real estate investing. It is a skill that everybody can learn. It is not age specific. It is something you could do in your teenage years, when you're 80. It is not it's not a natural gift, if you will. It's something that everybody can learn.
Lumberjack landlord, nice to meet me.
Exactly.
No, it is absolutely a skill. Now there's things that translate right from our jobs, yours and my jobs in software, that translated well to this, which were we were responsible for P&L, we were responsible for growing the business, we're responsible for understanding and not being able to, what I call lumpy rug syndrome,
Yeah.
brush the problem under the rug, and then, eventually there's too many dead bodies under there to walk on it.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah.
so for us, it is, really good executives that do what we did and do what we do in software, or
Mhm.
what we had done in software. Those are guys that see the problem, address the problem, fix the problem, and then are on to the next thing and managing the next crisis.
And we
yes.
also are always looking ahead. The things that made me so good at what I did is I could almost
Yes.
see around
Yes.
corners.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Which translates, right? Again, for me,
Sure.
how does that play in real estate? Well, folks, I simply follow the herd. If I know where the herd's going, I can tell you one thing: I'm not going to go there. I will go a different direction.
Well, it's the same. I think it's the same reason that you and I are converting 30% of our portfolio to Airbnbs.
Oh, exactly. Oh my God. Talk about a market that's going to get a comeuppance in 12 to 18 months. Yeah.
I think as my fine German friends would say, "Unspanking."
Unspanking.
It's gonna be rough. And I get it. The money's awesome now.
Mhm.
But man, if there's another COVID shutdown this winter, some states are getting, in some areas are getting very anti-Airbnb, or there's just unbelievable massive growth.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that some are, so I think some people can be good at aspects of it, but I agree, largely it is daily discipline. And what makes somebody look like they're really good at something is because they've already put their 10,000 hours in.
Exactly.
They've already put all that time in.
You don't see the work.
People are like, oh, Mike, like, what do you like? What you mean? You just make it look easy. Yeah, I would hope so. I've got like 40,000 hours into this, or 30,000. Yeah, I would hope I make it look really easy.
Yeah,
but it's not.
Yeah. Then this one that we've really hammered, I've never really thought about until Dion start doing this together, is time in the market. Or they say timing the market is best. I'm going to wait. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Right. Folks, no, time in the market is best, at least for real estate. I'm not going to argue stocks or crypto or anything like that. Time in the market is best. Time in the market is stupid. It is impossible. And it frankly will stunt your growth. People have been trying to time the real estate market for 12 years. How did that work out?
Yep. And if you're trying to do this via like charts or whatever, I got news for you. The guy that has a lot more money than you, that doesn't buy with credit, he buys with cash. He's going to see if you can actually time a market. He has more research, more data, more understanding of the market. If you time the market and get it right, you get lucky. It's not repeatable.
No, it's not repeatable. And you really can't, you're not going to be able to buy enough to move the needle.
No,
right?
It's one deal.
Yeah.
And that's if you can get it. I mean, again, if any sort of crisis or slowdown, like what we talked about back in June, was I said, I think next year we end the year up, but I think it's very marginal. And I think we are going to have some months where it's down.
Yeah.
And so that's still what I believe is going to happen in next year's market. That means that I'm going to take my opportunity. I'm going to pick my spots, but I'm not timing the market. I'm still buying right now today. If it's a great deal that is great today, I'm still buying it.
Absolutely.
It's always a great time to buy a great deal. It always is.
Absolutely right. Yep. So again, next is a lot of people are signing up for real estate investing because they want this wealth and freedom and all of that. But most of them are just getting income and a job by a different title. Wealth is from a portfolio. Wealth is from holding. Freedom is from wealth and holding. Yeah,
totally agree with that. Yeah, I think that, like you said, I mean, you really have to. There's actually somebody that watches the channel. I love his name. It's Know Thyself.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Know thyself, right? And I think you really have to know yourself and really, what do you want that to look like? And that's why I love the house. Cheat code to wealth, house hacking strategy is you're going into it. You're being a landlord. And you're living there. So you're serving two purposes. You can always stop being a landlord just by moving out and selling it.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
So
yeah.
Love that.
Two more. First, the next one is do it alone. I freely admit when I started and I wrote about it in the first book, One Rental at a Time, I thought the answer, I could figure it out in my little bubble. I only really exponentially grew our portfolio once we realized it was a people business. We gave, we received, we helped folks. Yeah. Network is net worth, whatever you want to call it. But yeah.
Yes.
This is not a lone sniper on some ridge somewhere that's waiting for stuff. No, it's definitely a people business.
Sure. Totally agree with that. Yep. Totally agree.
Yep. So last one is, I just need a deal, any deal. I can't tell you. I don't hear it so much anymore because I made such a big stink about it. Right. Hey, Michael, I got this a lot in like 2018. Michael, if you find a deal that you don't want, let me know. I'll take it. I'm like,
yeah.
If it's a deal, why wouldn't I want it exactly? I'm really having a hard time understanding what this is. Right? So, folks,
I'm a jerk. I'm a jerk. I'd probably pass that on.
Yeah. I just tell people, learn your buy box, and more importantly, kind of the one above is tell everybody about it. Once I started, that's the only reason I got 6 deals in 2020 is because I told everybody. And that's pretty critical, I think.
I love it. I think this is a very accurate depiction of what people believe to be the case and what actually is the case. So I think this is well done.
Very cool. Anything else you want to add to that? Anything kind of like, hey, Mike, you might have missed this, or this is a big bugaboo for me?
No, I think that I mean, that really does cover it. It's systematic. It's not, getting lucky. It's not being so much smarter than everybody else.
I'm going to add getting lucky. That's a good one. Talk about my hot button. Oh, you got lucky.
Yeah, got lucky. Yeah.
Yeah. 40,000 hours. Yeah. Got lucky.
Yeah. Well, and that's exactly it. You got to put the time in, but it's those hours and hours and hours that you're investing in yourself and in your future that then meet the moment of opportunity. And there's nothing that feels better, Mike. I don't know about you, but there's nothing that feels better that when you finally come across that deal.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, this deal. Oh,
well, I got to be honest. Like, my ability to hold on to that feeling is the only reason I'm excited to look at the market tomorrow. Right. I've already looked today. I'm excited tomorrow because I might find that. Oh, that's it.
Yes. Yep. I literally, I think it was, like a week ago, I sent my broker something. I was like, okay, need to see this. Need
Yeah,
to see
now.
this now.
Come on now.
Yeah, right now.
Where
Let's
are
go.
we?
Let's go
Where-
see this right now.
Why are you sleeping?
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, you're in quarantine. I was like, figure it out. Go bring your iPhone.
Yeah. Go get 2 iPhones. We'll figure it out. We'll do a Zoom call. But damn
Yeah,
it,
so
let's go.
I just think, I think the getting lucky thing is it's just so misinformed, and it's easy for, I believe that people think other people got lucky when they're failures, because they think
just
that
want to
takes
believe
luck.
it because they
It
want to
has
believe
to
it
take luck.
because they're here's my my dickish statement. They want to believe it's lucky so they can make an excuse for not doing
Absolutely.
the work.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
100%.
So episode number 2, we're going to actually show you the best course out there that's ridiculously cheap. It's like $3 an hour or some nonsense. Plus you get access to an amazing Facebook group. It's called One Rental at a Time, or How to Get Started One Rental at a Time. But before that, how can people find you, Matt?
lumberjacklandlord.com, lumberjack landlord on YouTube, and the epic podcast, 11:30 a.m. Eastern time after Mike's financial news on Sundays, 11:30 Eastern time, right on Lumberjack Landlord.
You're doing
on
it
YouTube.
again.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do it again. Yeah,
Every
Yeah, we're gonna
you're
do
going to do it most Sundays.
most Sundays. Yeah,
Most
most Sundays. Yeah, this last Sunday it was 3.5 hours, and honestly, like the last hour, I think we were just just so many people were in there, and we're just like making jokes and cracking jokes, but it's all about real estate.
There you go.
You know what people are finding in stories, and so it's just a fun place to go kind of hang out and ask questions. So
yeah, very cool, man. Congratulations. I again don't think I could do 3.5 hours. Thanks, buddy.
thanks, Mike.